Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. So, Leo, tonight we have, yes, the Aeon card. Is it Aeon or is it Eon? I think it's Aeon. I always question myself. I'm like, wait a second, Lenore. All right, let's go ahead and knock on this thing. We're going to see what these tea leaves are going to tell us. All right. Okay, so if you want to like, comment, or subscribe, I would love to hear from you. It is free to subscribe. I'd love to have you here as part of our community at the channel. And all you need to do is really show up, right? Show up, maybe leave a comment, say hello. There's a lot of really lovely people. I'm going to put up the posts that I do maybe like every couple of months. And that is kind of a place where you can advertise your channels, your small businesses, your services. I know there are a lot of people who do a lot of really interesting things. You know, whenever I put it up, I always have like other readers and artists, and I know there's like, I think the last time there's like real estate agents. There's somebody, and I don't know if she's still watching on the channel or not, but I always love to see her post up. She does like a journal. She has it on Amazon. So there's a lot of different things. So I'm going to put that in the community post section. If you have a business or channel or whatever that you want to share, go over there and post it up. We want to help support, you know, our communities here. And my husband, shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. I will tell him, hey babe, we're putting those posts back up. Usually it's like I send him a text and I say, hey, post this. But he's very dedicated to helping, wanting to help people, you know, get more eyes on their products and the things that they're doing, their services. You support us, we want to support you. We love you, absolutely. All right, so let's get to the reading. We have, it looks like a dog. I wanted to say it was a cat, but it looks like a dog. It has two eyes. Here's the nose, the head, kind of a floppy ear, the little body. Now we also have three people, 1, 2, 3, okay? And it looks like they're kind of walking in a line. I almost imagine this is, well, now I'm seeing this person over here, right? And it looks like their head's here, their arm is lifted, almost calling out to the dog. I kind of feel like there has been some division. Maybe this is a friends group, maybe this is family. Now the dog represents loyalty. Somebody who's very close, somebody you can trust, maybe a best friend, you know, a really close sibling, your spouse, your children, whoever it is, okay? But it seems like there are like 3 other people possibly, and I feel like there's just been some kind of situation that has arisen where it's almost kind of like they want you and they want this other friend, the dog symbol person, to pick a side, okay? And I feel like you're not willing to get kind of in line with them, right? You're not just going to like, you know, they told you this is what we're doing, and you're like, okay, I'm just down to ride. No, you have your own, you have your own opinion about things. You have your own mind. And you're not a follower. I mean, you're a Leo, of course not. So, I do feel like there's almost kind of this feeling of, you kind of being like to your, you know, I keep imagining this is like your sister or your best friend, and, you know, they might be a little bit more of a people pleaser, and they're maybe wanting to stay a little more neutral. And I think for you, it's like you don't necessarily like want to go into this huge conflict or anything, but you're also not just going to like do what people ask you to if you don't believe in what's going on. So I see you kind of trying to be the voice of reason here. Okay. I don't think this is surprising because, like I said, I think this person's kind of a pushover. They're probably a very lovely person, but I think that they're easily influenced by other people. And I think for you, at times, that can be very annoying. Well, let's just say annoying, okay? And so I want to keep kind of moving this to see. So we almost have a person that looks like a praying mantis over here. Okay. We have a person up here. You can see the head's kind of up here. The body, like jumping. It looks like they're jumping and this leg is kind of up. Now we have another person over here. Now I know it's still the dog, but we have, if we turn it this way a little bit instead of exactly that way, we're going to look at it as a full person. Okay. Now we also have the dog down here. Okay. With the little head, it looks like they're kind of standing here, excitable, right? Trying to, I almost feel like trying to get this one to play. Right? And then we have the little smiley face. So I feel like it really does kind of become quite clear to your friend, your family member, whoever, that these people, these other, and I feel like it really is kind of like another family member. Like they have solicited other people in the family to kind of back them, and your sibling, your friend, whoever this is, they're realizing like they are kind of predatory. You know, whatever they're doing, it seems like they're angling to get themselves in a better position. And they feel like if they can get the backing of more family members, then everybody will just kind of fold. Well, for you, I think you're just kind of like, let's not get involved in this anymore. Like, let's do our own thing. We also have the number 615. Okay, 615. Sometimes when we have the 3 numbers, I'm like, oh, maybe it's an area code or whatever. But I feel them kind of like coming to their senses here, and they're like, okay, yes, you're right. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking, but I see more clearly what is happening here. Okay. Now I do feel like, and we have a Scorpion over here, so I do feel like there is maybe good reason to be careful with these people. Now I don't think that there's anything like super deep or, you know, like any kind of violence or anything like that. But what I do think is that if you engage this directly, I feel like it will be an ongoing feud, right? I almost wonder if this is like your cousins, like your auntie, your uncle or whatever, their kids, probably around the same age as you. You probably all are adults or like well grown. You might have grandchildren and all of that already. But there's just always been this weird friction between the two families. And I feel like it, you know, for them on their side at least, it's like they're always trying to prove something, right? And I think for you in like your little family unit, you're just like going about your lives, right? You're just doing what you do, trying to make the best of things, trying to make something of your life. And every time you have to cross paths with these people, it's like some kind of contest, right? Like it's like the, oh gosh, have you ever heard the term like the one-upper, like a chronic one-upper? Like you tell them something, good or bad, it doesn't matter. Like you're like, oh yeah, I broke my hand. I was, you know, whatever, washing the car and I slipped and I broke my hand or something, right? Example, this is not a prophecy. And then you're telling them and they're like, oh yeah, well, one time I slid on ice and I broke my whole body, you know, every bone, you know? And it's like, all right, you know, sorry that happened. But they're the type of people that, you know, they just want to be on top. And I think for you, you know, and I feel like probably your parents are pretty chill. Obviously they're probably related to these people as well. And I think that you kind of took on the same disposition where it's kind of like, I'm just here to like be with my family. I'm not trying to argue. I don't care what these people really think about me. I just want to be like, you know, cordial. I want to be on good terms. You know, I'm not trying to show out for anybody. I'm just like, here because I have to be, or, you know, I should be, and not interested in that energy at all. Okay. So I do see you kind of getting to this place where your sibling, your friend, you know, whoever it is, it starts to really see, okay, you know, this is yet another round of this, you know, year, whatever, of, you know, competition. And, you know, I maybe got sucked in a little bit, but now I'm headed out, right? Headed out. And I feel like we have a J. It looks like we maybe have a J name. We have the buffalo, we have a fish. I feel like, you know, as you're getting through this next period of time here, it looks like we have kind of this slow moving, I almost imagine it's kind of like you've got your heels dug in, right? You have found something in your life that just like kind of, I don't know, it's like it suffices. It's not wholly filling. It's not even that meaningful necessarily, but it's enough, right? Like you're just cool with it. Like, you know, but I feel like for you, it's kind of almost like when you're in complacency like this, it's like it dulls your shine. You're not motivated to push further, right? To be more creative, to be more innovative. You get comfortable, you get kind of, you know, just at ease in your life, which is wonderful. But I feel like, you know, there's this real desire to continue to evolve in your work, in the way that you live, in the way that you know, your relationship with the divine, with yourself, with your family, you know, just your experience of the world, right? You don't want to waste your life just trying to get through the days, right? And I think a lot of us, we do, you know, and it's okay. We all have times in our lives where we're just trying to survive each day, where we have, you know, all kinds of different reasons why it might be difficult to do so. And to, you know, just to really have to like focus on managing through it and getting our things done that we have to do, our responsibilities, that's more than enough, right? But once those basic needs are met, right, I think naturally, instinctually have the desire to really up our game, to continue to evolve, to, you know, continue to build something for ourselves. And so I can see where going slow, really important, right? Taking your time, being mindful of your movements and your choices and all these things. But I could also see where maybe taking too much time kind of ends up derailing you, you know, and having to crawl out of, well, being out of practice, really. Here's one we can probably, most of us, relate to, is if you've ever gone through a period of time where you're doing a lot of intentional movement or like working out, right? I like to call it intentional movement. Somehow seems a little less like, but yeah. Okay, so you're in a routine, you know, you're going a few days a week, maybe to the gym, walking, running, you know, whatever it is, right? And you get the flu or whatever. You get something, you're sick. And you have to take a break because obviously you need to get better and it's too hard on your body and maybe, you know, respiratory stuff and so on. So you take like a week off, maybe even like a week and a half off to recover, and you're feeling better and it's like, okay, well now I need to get back into my regular routine. Okay. And you think, well, maybe it won't hurt anything if I just take one extra day. I'll go tomorrow. And the same thing tomorrow. Okay, I'll go tomorrow. Now, maybe I'll go on Monday. You know, I want to have the weekend with my family and I'll go on Monday. And then next thing you know, you have not been going for like months. So, I feel like you maybe have been a little bit out of practice, okay? And so I can feel that there really is this kind of emerging flame within self, right? And we have the Aeon card, so we know beginning and end and beginning, Alpha and the Omega, and everything in between, everything beyond. There's no beyond. I mean, I guess probably not. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like there has been an ending, or there is a desire for some kind of minor ending, and so to begin the next thing, and those fires beginning to really catch and starting to burn brighter. And that is your passion, that is your drive, that is your wanting, right? There's nothing as good as a Leo who is feeling confident, who is producing something that they feel good about, right? Spending your time with your passions, your desires, your creativity, your innovation, your ability to innovate. And I do. I see kind of almost everything else falling away, right? And I don't think the good things, it's not the good stuff. I just feel like all of the distractions and the annoyances and all of that just kind of blowing away in the wind. Now, we also have, it looks like a whale right here. We have a person standing here. We have a phallic symbol, which is the creativity, right? This is like the lingam, the male unit. I don't know what to call it. The masculine unit, right? Not the only, but a source of creative energies, life coming forth, right? And the whale over here represents community, connectiveness, a psychic connection as well, right? If you know anything about whales, it's not psychic. That's not how they communicate. But I mean, they could, maybe they do. I don't know. But I'm thinking of their sound, right? They make these little sounds, and we've all heard these, like albums, like Go to Sleep to Whales talking, and they can communicate hundreds of miles away from each other. And so it almost kind of feels like there is this psychic connection between them. Okay. So I do feel like the fact that you have people behind you, you have people who always have your back, you feel secure in these relationships with family. Well, maybe not everybody in the family, but some of the people in the family. Maybe your chosen partner, your good friends, your community, whoever you're involved with there. Yeah. And I feel like this really, it's not the only reason, but it is a huge reason why I think you feel comfortable taking chances, right? Trying different kinds of mediums, maybe to create with, different topics. I feel like to a really large degree, you grew up in a very kind of tight-knit family unit. And I feel like that really gave you a secure disposition. And that's a wonderful thing, because it really lends itself to your ability to, try stuff. If you're somebody who, like myself, for instance, my parents passed away when I was young. I was like 11 and 12. I mean, I wasn't super young. I was young enough. And I was old enough to really know what was happening. And it left me with an insecure attachment style. Is that what it's called? I think. Or a nervous attachment, right? And even avoidant at times, depending. But I will tell you, it has at times, and it's not just because of my parents, it's a lot of things that have gone on in my life, but I at times am petrified to even change anything. If I go a different way, if I try something different, if I get into a new hobby even. And this isn't the reality, but this is what my brain tells me, right? This might be the thing that leads to me, being abandoned or left behind or neglected or, whatever. And so when you grow up, I think, anyways, I'm going off of what I have read, what I've witnessed of other people. When you grow up in a secure family environment where you come home from school, that like one or two of your parents are going to be home. Somebody's going to be there. When dinner's going to be. That when you wake up in the morning, there's going to be somebody there, to say good morning, to, get you off to school, and all these things, and everything else. I mean, these aren't the only things that equal security. I feel like, anyways, it gives you maybe this feeling of enough courage or enough self-worth. I don't know. Is it self-worth? To go out into the world and try things. Take some risks. You know? Advocate for yourself. Know that you deserve what you want. You deserve what you desire, right? Now, you might not get it, but you have the knowledge that it is worth working hard and figuring out how to get to where you want to go, because you're a worthwhile person. So, I'm looking at this and I feel like, you know, this is one of the big blessings of your life. It can't be stated enough how lucky people are that have, from the beginning of their life going onwards, people that are there for them, people that they can trust. And I think that you have that. Now, it might be, you know, that you're more like me, where you had a rough beginning and maybe a rough middle as well, but you figured it out a little bit, right? And and somewhere in the 3rd or 4th chapter of your life, right, you have really put the time and effort into having this confidence to give you much more ability to move around the map of your life, right? To go to all those faraway places, do all of those faraway things, at least attempt them, right? And I feel that there's such a confidence here. And we also have a snake up here. So I do feel like a lot of this too is kind of, it circles around learning, maybe research. I wonder if you are maybe in the research or gathering inspiration for this next big thing that you want to move into. Yes, so the snake, often that is what it looks like, is that the bringer of forbidden knowledge. Okay, we're going to hurry up. We're just going to do 3 cards. I want to see kind of what these next few days are going to be like for you. So whenever you watch this is a timeless reading. Whenever you watch this, these will be for the next few days after you have watched this. Kind of what's going on in these next hours and moments and days. All right. Will there be snow? I'm hoping. My daughter keeps asking me every day, when's the snow coming? I don't know, honey. It's like 85 degrees outside still for some reason. Okay, so we have achievement, speculation, and convention. Okay, we're going to do 3 more. Originality, harmony. Which one? Which one should we go with? I'm going to pick this one. All right. What is it? Fulfillment. Awesome. Yes, we got a good one. And look, it has money bags on it. Old money bags over here. All right. So I think this just is like reiterating what we've already talked about. You know, I think the big thing here, the speculation, the originality, this is all about you really kind of considering, really contemplating, doing your research, figuring it all out. Now, the originality, we know, it's the innovation, it's your ability to, you know, really understand whatever you're putting your efforts into from the inside out, which gives you the ability to really create something new and interesting. Now, I do feel like you have a tendency to learn or to lean towards conventionality. And that's not a bad thing. I think that, you know, it may be working within that kind of framework. it feels, I don't know, maybe more comfortable for you. But I think it is. It's okay. You can be innovative within conventional terms, right? And so I do. I think that it's interesting because we have the achievement and harmony. Because I do. I think that finding the harmony between these two things, you know, it makes it almost like your work is more accessible to people, and people are more willing, I think, to, not even willing, they're drawn to, right? They're drawn to your energy, your vision. It's not so out there, so abstract or experimental, or, you know, what's the word? I was going to say Art Nouveau. It's not that. That's, you know, just kind of very strange, nuanced, whatever, right? Which, listen, there are those of us out there that look for that kind of artwork or music or literature or whatever. But, right, when we stick to these kind of more conventional places, you have a wider audience. And I think that you're really good at kind of harnessing your ability to work within those parameters. Now, we also have achievement and fulfillment. So I do feel there will be success here, right? And money coming in because of it. Okay, so that's a wonderful thing to see. Now, we're going to do our 3 lucky numbers. Okay, we got 33, which is so funny. I literally just commented back on a comment in from my readings that I did that came out today. They're not the same ones as these ones, obviously. But somebody was telling me that they've been married for 33 years coming up in a couple months here. And I thought, my goodness, good for you. 33, so that is a resonating number today. 33. 86, 33, 86, it looks like 70, 70. All right, 33, 86, 70. And we're going to go over here and look at these cards, okay? These are the Inner Child Oracle. And we're just going to kind of flip through, stop where it feels right. And these will kind of punctuate the reading. All right, 37. 37. Write a letter. Write a letter. Write a letter to your inner child. Write a letter to your inner child. Oh, the inner child work is one that always, I mean, it's hard. It's difficult to do some of that work. I mean, not for every person, I guess, but I really begin to lose it a little bit. I get very emotional when I start kind of going into these sectors of healing and visiting the inner child and all of that. It can be very overwhelming. Okay, so take it easy with all that. If you are like myself, and it will bring me right into my feelings immediately. So take it slowly and be kind to yourself. Okay. All right, Leo, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always an honor, truly, for me to be able to do these readings for you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. Also, if you want to leave a comment, share some things, let us know what's going on in the world. I would love to hear from you. Definitely. All right. I think that's it. We'll talk in a few days. I love you. 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 Good night.